Jalen. With this Thanksgiving, what are you thankful for?
It's a lot to be thankful for. Thankful for my family, my teammates, this time, being in the moment. Thankful for a right mind. Thankful for a lot of things.
We asked Nick so much about your growth as a quarterback, but in your time with him, how has he grown as a head coach, and what does he mean to you?
Yeah, I think throughout this whole entire process of everyone working together and being together, I think we've learned a lot about one another, being able to just spend time with one another, put the work in together, and I think he's grown in a number of different areas, just his overall grasp for what he's doing. Like us all, I think we all kind of have the same objective and why we come do what we do every day and just try and take steps in there. So, we just all want to single-handedly continue to do our job so we can, get the results we want.
I know in the past you've said you kind of looked at Tom Brady as the guy, but do you also look at Aaron Rodgers, and if so, what kind of things do you take from his game?
I have a lot of respect for any quarterback that goes out there and plays the game in an efficient, winning way. And, I think when you look at the NFL right now, there are a ton of different quarterbacks that do it in their own way. There is no definite way to play the position. It's all about winning in the end, and it looks different from different quarterbacks. But, you talk about a guy like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, guys I watched when I was growing up as a kid. Those are guys that have set the precedent for the position, in many ways, and they are great. They're great for a reason.
On Sunday, it'll be almost 2 years to the day that you were inserted against the Packers. Ironically, have you allowed yourself, even watching film or something like that, to think back to that moment versus how far you've come in these last 2 seasons?
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, I know, it was my first time ever playing against, really playing in the NFL was against Green Bay, so that's the reality of it.
Jalen, what have you found to be the biggest off-field benefit of having A.J. here in Philly and in the locker room with you? What have you found to be the biggest off-field benefit of having A.J. Here in Philly and in the locker room with you?
As a friend, just having our friendship here, being here, having someone that, is here and we can talk to one another, less FaceTime calls. So.
After that game 2 years ago, you guys shared a moment, you and Rodgers. Reflecting on it now, was that significant to you then? And as you gain status in the league, are you aware of having those moments with younger quarterbacks who are coming up?
I think, for me, I try and be as organic as possible, be who I am. And, I have a tremendous amount of respect for guys that, like I said, they play the game in their way and they're efficient in the way that they do it. And, Aaron Rodgers has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks throughout his time, and I have a lot of respect for him.
What's the biggest challenge this Packers defense presents?
They're fast. They have really good players at every position. They cause problems up front, and then they have really good defensive backs, and their linebackers really fly to the ball. They're fast, big and physical. So I think for us, we just got to execute, control the things that we can, and just play good offensive football.
There have been some games this year where Quez hasn't gotten targeted. How has he handled that behind the scenes, and how do you see him prepare for the moments where he is getting
I think Quez has been a very diligent player. He's been a team-first player. He's been very selfless, and he knows that, I think everybody knows the importance of taking advantage of opportunities when they come, because we have a wide range of people that can make plays, and it always looks different, So I think everybody's always eager to take advantage of their opportunities. And I think Quez, along with everybody else, they're guys that they're patient with that. They're supportive of the people around them. They support their teammates when they make plays, and that's what you want to have.
Jalen, you've run more quarterback sneaks than any other quarterback in the league, and you've converted on all but one of them. First off, what has been working well with that play? And second off, what's the experience like as you trying to get through that 5?
Yeah, just try and get that yard. It's a joke. Kelsey and I have is 92% of the time, and I don't know if that's true, and I don't know what the number is, but we have a lot of confidence in it.
You told us, I'm sorry.
A few weeks ago, Jason Kelsey said that you can learn through adversity without losing a game. So on Sunday, you guys obviously won the game, but faced adversity along the way. What did you guys learn as a team?
Well, I've always felt like that. Every time, I feel like if you have the right mentality, you don't have to. It depends on how you look at it and what your mentality is. You don't necessarily have to lose a game to come to reality. You could look yourself in the mirror after your so-called successes and reflect and be honest with yourself and say, what can I learn from? And, I think that's what we try and do. And I think, from this point on, I feel like we've learned from a lot. I feel like I've learned from a lot. Just being able to grow and take away from so much throughout this season. And, I think for us, we continue to, control the things that we can, execute, do the little things, alignment, knowing what our key is and doing it with the right technique and fundamentals. I think, good things happen when we do that. So, it's I think it's an ongoing reflection of that. We're sitting here, week 11, is it? Yeah, same thing.
Jalen, Nick had mentioned that, in kind of crunch time moments that you don't change even when the temperature in the room does. Is that something that you feel like that your I guess emotions don't alter in that moment, and how do you kind of explain how you get there?
It's no method to the madness. I just try not to ever get too high, never get too low, and that's in every area of my game. And you talk about the temperature of the room. I set the temperature. That's what it is. So I control the things that I can. I can control how I respond to something. I set the motion, and we just go. And it's in the preparation. It's in the trust in the people around you. It's all inclusive of everybody around you.
Jalen, any Thanksgiving plans or any Thanksgiving traditions you got going on?
Nah, none. Get some family up here. Eat good. I might make some lamb chops. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I have time. No, I might be a little busy, but we'll see.
Speaking of thankful, what's it like having a presence like Lane Johnson, just knowing that he's keeping that side clean, that you might not even get touched, let alone sacked?
Yeah, Lane is a very special individual, and I say that from the standpoint of his work ethic. You see Lane, he's always doing something to get better, and doesn't always get the credit he deserves, in my opinion. The best tackle in the league. He's so consistent in what he does. He is a technician. He's a freak athlete. We look at the numbers sometimes, and I don't believe it. We look at the numbers of like who ran the fastest in practice, and he hit like 20.64, like last week. Like that's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing a hell of a job for us. I'm happy for him and the way he's playing, and also happy to be a friend of his.
I know mindset is a big principle for you. What do you appreciate about his approach and his evolution, really over the last year since he took that sabbatical and then came back?
Yeah, I think he's found a lot of peace with himself. I think he's found a lot of peace with himself and the people around him, and the least that I can do is just try and be a good friend of him and be a good friend to him, and I always draw close towards people who have a determined mindset, who have a will to work, and he's one of those guys, and I think we have a great relationship because of that.
I think you were pretty, you can go ahead if you want.
I'm bringing you back here, but 2 years ago, you said to us that in a conversation with Aaron, you joked that, or he joked you that you get the cadence down for him on scout team, and you said you're still working on that. How would you be now, 2 years later, with the cadence?
It's always a work in progress. Definitely got more comfortable with doing that. He's one of the best at it. So got a whole bunch of he has a whole bunch of years on me in it.
I think you were pretty influential last year with Jeff Lurie with the black pants, black, and now for the first time ever, black helmet on Sunday night. How much are you looking forward to that? What do you like so much about the uni?
Yeah, we come out in all black. It'll be fun. I know it's always new, always nice to try something new, and especially when you look good. But we're all excited. One day we'll get the black helmet. We can't use the black helmet with every uniform, so that's kind of the problem. Hopefully we get that rule changed.
I think Sunday night, are they going with black helmet?
We're going black helmet, but it's an alternate, so we can only
Gotcha.
wear it with the black uniforms. I wouldn't mind wearing a black helmet, maybe with all green or, but baby steps.
Thanks, Dave, yeah.